Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the UP. I am Brown Sugar, in case you've forgotten, because it's been a little bit since I've done an episode. So yeah, I'm coming back. Just wanted to provide a little update on why there hasn't been any uploads of any episodes recently, and that's mainly due to the fact that right now I'm planning like a whole like season's worth of videos. That way it's not so sporadic with my uploads. That way it's a little bit more consistent because I want to have weekly episodes at least type deal. But I think that in order for me to do that, I think the best way to do that is by planning them out a lot better because a good portion of my episodes like I plan out probably like maybe hours in advance. Like I usually just come up with it on my downtime at work, with my points and stuff like that. With ones that involve friends, obviously, I just have to like plan around like their schedule, like when they're available, when I'm going to be available, blah blah blah. So stuff like that. But yeah, that's why there hasn't been an episode here in like the past month or so. That and on top of that, I've been very busy with work. Along with like doing just like a bunch of other stuff. So, um, just so I have to make sure I'm like making time to do this because I really do enjoy doing this. So, just want to give you a little update there. Um, that way we're kind of like on the same page, or not really on the same page. Just so you know that like I didn't just stop randomly doing this one day. That I am going to continue to upload. I guess I would call this like the season finale, like season one, I guess, of the Undesired and Prescribed podcast. That way, when I do season two, it's going to be better and more consistent and a lot more enjoyable. So for season two, I plan on doing let me stop myself before I get to. Let me not get too ahead of myself because I think I'm like this would be like my 30th episode, 31st, something like that. I know I'm getting close to, if not 30, it's getting close to 30. So I want to have it planned out, to where I have right because right now the way that I have it, I have like a whole bunch of ideas of episodes that I want to do and go into. And I always have ideas like, oh, I can make this an episode, but then it always doesn't exactly come to fruition. So I have a list of ideas of episodes that I think I could do and would like to do, and obviously I'm going through and hammering out which ones I can make into episodes and which one I can talk about because I try to make these episodes at least 15-20 minutes because then it feels more like a podcast episode. And I also want to focus a lot more like on stuff that is not as personal, mainly because I do enjoy having my friends on and we talk about like we rate each other and we have like fun experiences and stuff like that. But obviously that's a lot more personal and I don't know if that's all, like I obviously connecting with myself is something good. So I don't think that those are going to stop entirely, but I kind of want to move away a little bit from those, mainly so like I can do like broader topic, not broader topics, but stuff that like can have people feel more involved. Because if you don't know my friend that's on, then you're probably not going to be as interested. Granted, it is me, and I am the most interesting person that just about all of you know. But yeah, I kind of want to move away from a little bit more like friend specific or myself specific topics. But like I said, don't think that those are just going to go away entirely, but move into stuff that a lot of people can enjoy a lot more. So that way stuff isn't always like just being pulled out of my ass. Don't get me wrong, those episodes are still going to be there, but the ones that I'm going to have like on a weekly basis, I want them to not necessarily like have like a tale or a story or something like that. Definitely not that, because this isn't like, this isn't like a drama or anything. I couldn't, I blanked right there. But and not even so much as a common thing, but just like stuff that like is well planned out, more refined, I would say. That way I'm not going because those really do piss me off, because I was I'm doing communications as a major right now. So when I do that, I honestly can't help it, but when I do that, it really just like in my head just makes me want to shoot myself in the fucking face. But so just wanted to provide an update there, in terms of stuff looking forward to season two. I'm still going maintain topics that genuinely do interest me, such as like current events. I do have like a plan for reworking the prequel trilogies of Star Wars because I just got done watching Episode 2, and that one's made me think there's so much they could have done with that. So that's something to look forward to if you're a Star Wars geek, such as myself. Also, big into sports, so there'll still be more sports topics to do, and also current events. So when you hear me say that, I have like a whole like I'm trying to plan this out a little bit more, and when I get them going, like when I have season 2 starting, I'm not exactly sure, but it will be coming here, hopefully within the next week and a half, 2 weeks or so, because I definitely want to have everything hammered out and then got out like as soon, not as soon as possible, but in a way that I'm going to be content and happy with. And I'm not saying that like I'm not content or happy with the episodes or the quality of them previously, but obviously when I take that little like hiatus, like I just kind of like unsatisfied with the work I had been doing up to that point. It left me wanting more, is what I should say, not unsatisfied. But so that's the reason for a little bit of a hiatus. But so when I say like weekly uploads, like there's definitely going to be at least one episode a week for a certain period of time, maybe to last all the way through the summer, maybe. I think that would be nice. And then also, obviously, have some like here and there episodes, like where something happens in society, culturally, that I want to talk about. Obviously, there'll be like an upload like that, so don't think that these are going to be like on a set schedule every single day. And I wouldn't even say that there is going to be a set schedule for the ones that I have coming out. I don't get me wrong, I'm going to aim to have them like a set schedule, like having them come out like on a certain day for like the next couple, for like weeks at a time. I like Thursdays, so I want to aim for like Thursdays, but that's what I'm aiming for. And anytime I plan something out, it doesn't always necessarily come to what I want it to be, but that's just what the future of the UP is looking forward. And I do want to get more of my friends on here because I feel like when I have the chance to bounce ideas off people or something like that, it definitely makes it more enjoyable, more entertaining. That way you can see more than just my point of view. And a lot of times my friends do open my eyes to, different possibilities or how other people might feel, but stuff of that sort. But I guess just get a little rundown of what's been going on, since I do want to make this somewhat worth your time. So I just got done finish assembling my new chair, and this feels like the chair from fucking Star Wars, like when fucking Emperor Palpatine in Episode 3 like turns around and he's like, Master Windu. I like this chair a lot. This it came with 2 pillows. I'm not really feeling this one at the bottom because it's not like attached or anchored. So like anytime I get up, it just like falls down. I have to like move it back. So I'm probably gonna take this one out. But the one on the head is very nice. And also the stuff that I recently got into. I got into the Black Series of Star Wars action figures. A lot of you, I tell you I'm nerds, but that I'm a nerd, but I don't really think you understand how nerdy I really am until like you take a look at my room and see what I do like on a daily basis. So I'm excited about that. Right now I currently have an Imperial Royal Guard, which he looks really cool, but his cape really pisses me off because I can't move his hand to where it looks right, because he holds like the staff to protect the Emperor, and it just looks fucking stupid at times, I'm not going to lie, but he's still cool. My 3 favorite that I have, which I only have 4 at the moment, I have 2 more on the way. I have General Grievous, which he should be here sometime next week. He's going to look fucking dope. The other one that I have on the way is on back order. I shouldn't expect him until probably the end of April, maybe even May. That's a Commander Wolf, GameStop exclusive, everybody. Shop at GameStop. And the other ones I have a Commander Bly, I have a Commander Cody, and then I have they're not 501st, but it's the one from the Clone Wars series that has Ahsoka Tano's insignia like on the face mask. He's like a 501st soldier essentially, but they look really cool. I have a nice little setup for them going right now, so I can't wait to get more of those. That's something that I recently got into. But other than that, things have been pretty, like I said, just pretty consistent with work. I do think I need to portion out my time better. That way, I am giving everything that needs attention its proper attention. So that's also another reason why I there hasn't been an upload in so long. But yeah, but more so it has to do with the planning for the next season, like season 2. I'm like Yeezy out here. By the way, over this little hiatus, I realized how fucking underrated the Yeezus album was. Like I never really like listened to it like all the way through on one sitting. But after doing that, I realized how fucking amazing that album is and how fucking underrated it is. It's honestly, after listening to it, it might be my second favorite Kanye album in all honesty. Like first is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Then that's up there with like my all-time albums. Secondly, I love The Life of Pablo. I almost sneeze. Bless me. I really do like The Life of Pablo, but I don't know, the Yeezus album is so experimental, and I really fucking love it. I dig it a lot, but also been into Shark Tank a lot recently. So I started off as a business major when I first started college, and then like the more I got into it, the more I started to fucking hate it. But that kind of like that hasn't been inspiring me to like to like do business and shit like that, because I don't know, seems really fun. But I'm definitely not switching back to a business major. But like I said, this is kind of just all over the place, but it's just like a little update of what I've been doing. I've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six, so for those of you that do play Rainbow Six, I hope you're enjoying the new season. I for one am currently a silver 4. I'm just trying to get to gold, because I remember back when I played this game religiously, I probably fallen back into my ways of playing it religiously again. It is really like I was like really good, and I'm still really good now. Don't get me wrong, but like I remember playing with like John Briggs, Zion. Shout out to CJ as well. I remember playing with those guys, and I was getting like ranked in like gold and staying in gold consistently. And every time I dipped down to silver, I was like, bleh! But now I'm like, oh, I'm in silver, thank God. But now I'm just working my way back up to maintain silver, which I've been maintaining silver the past couple days. So I'm just going to stay in silver, work my way up to gold slowly but surely, I guess. But sometimes it doesn't make sense, because let's see, last night I won a game. I was silver 4, and I didn't rank up. That wasn't surprising to me. So I'm like, okay. And then the very next game, we lost. Granted, we did like lose like through like 4-2, I think. So it wasn't the prettiest. And I ranked down to silver 5. I was like, bro, what the fuck? But it's whatever. I'm okay with it. Sticking with video games, I've picked up Immortal Phoenix Rising. I haven't started it yet, but I don't know. It's piqued my interest since it came out, but I was waiting for it to like drop in sale, and I got a pre-owned copy from work, so I'm excited to try that out here soon. Another game that I've been playing is Mortal Shell. So for those of you that don't know Mortal Shell, if you're into a Dark Souls style of game, I would definitely recommend looking this one up, because this is a Soul Styles game where it's like hard and you have to like learn the game, and you're going to die a shit ton of times. But there's this or these two specific mechanics of the game that I really enjoy. It's called hardening, which makes you impervious to damage, but you like stand still, so it's not like you can attack anything. But it just freezes you in whatever animation you were in. So like you could start to be swinging a sword, and then harden. You could be like doing like a roll away, and then harden. But it's really cool. I'm really getting good at mastering it. And then the other one is like the shell format. So like once your shell takes like enough damage, you're like be jumped out of it, and you're like this white personage thing, real creepy like. But he looks like an alien. He has like an alien skull, but and then there's like multiple different shells. You can like get back into the shell, but obviously you're a lot more weaker. Like you're basically like one hit. I defeated my first boss, and I'm learning how the game goes, but. If you guys enjoy Soul Styles games, maybe I'll do an episode about that once I beat it. But if you enjoy Soul Styles games, I definitely recommend checking that one out. Most recently, I went to see Godzilla versus Kong, which I thought was pretty good. So if you've watched any of them, so like I think like this rebooted like series, like where they're like the monster universe has like it started like in 2014 with that Godzilla, which I really enjoyed that movie. That was a really good movie. I like the characters in that one, and then the one after that was Kong Skull Island, which I like that one a lot too. That and let me say, like the action and effects in all of them were really good in my opinion. I think they're some of like the best, in all honesty. Really good special effects and action scenes are amazing, which is like the whole selling point of those movies. But regardless, I've enjoyed every single one of them, but those two specifically, I think were like the had like the best characters in them because they weren't so well. I would say the first one wasn't so focused on the character, which I don't even remember his name, but I really did enjoy him because he didn't feel like he was like stealing away from Godzilla. And then Kong had a lot of A-list actors. They had Samuel L. Jackson, Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston, John Goodman. I feel like I could be forgetting somebody else as well, but there's a lot of big name actors, and they were outstanding in that movie. I I like that one. I think I like Godzilla more between, but I think both of those are kind of like on point for me. And then Godzilla 2, where he fights King Ghidorah. I thought that one was okay. I wasn't a super big fan of the story, mainly because they introduced like the child into there, and she was like, I don't know. I thought that was kind of stupid, and I wasn't a super big fan of the characters in that one either. So that's why that one wasn't as good to me, in my opinion. I just don't think it was a bad movie, and I think you have to, when you watch those movies, you have to like go into it with like a different mindset than if you're going into like watch like a serious like drama or anything like that. I think you just have to suspend your belief, kind of like an Avengers movie, kind of. I just think you just got to watch it, something like that. You're going in there for pure entertainment and not so much of like riveting storytelling or anything like that. But Kong versus Godzilla, it you know, panned out the way that I expected, and this might be spoilers if you haven't seen the movie, but oh well. It's just like they fight for a good portion of the movie, but in the end they come together to defeat a common enemy, which honestly, like, I figured that was going to happen. I didn't necessarily know who they were going to fight though, until like the movie actually started. And then no, it was Jarden. He told me that he said that Mecha Godzilla was going to be in that movie, and then it registered like as soon as we sat down that, oh shit, that's probably going to be the villain that they have to come together to fight. But yeah, I enjoyed that movie a bit. They're, like I said, I think, in my opinion, I think they like with those movies in that universe, they progressively get worse, I guess. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's unfair to say, but I mean, that's just kind of how I feel. I honestly, I had like a little bit of a different point of view of how I thought the movie was going to go, because obviously they're going to come together they're going to come together, but I almost thought it was going to be like a two-parter almost, like, you know, there can only be one king. And I honestly, how I thought, and I think this could have been like a lot better down the line. So if you notice, like, it's called Kong Skull Island, and it's Godzilla versus Kong, but everybody knows him as King Kong, and everybody in the movies just call him Kong. So I thought it would have been I thought it would have been great if, and don't get me wrong, I like Godzilla more between the two of them. I like them both equally. Don't get me wrong, not equally. My hand, like, I like them both a lot, but I like Godzilla more. But I thought it would have been very cool if Godzilla was defeated by Kong, and then he's touted as King Kong. And by defeated, you know, like, he thinks, like, you know, he's defeated him, he's dead, or whatever the case may be. And then, you know, maybe he goes away, and Kong has his second movie, because Kong hasn't had his second movie. I felt like this movie was kind of like his second movie, because it seemed very heavily focused on Kong. But I I was hoping that they would do something like that. I didn't think that they would because it's going to be like a big blockbuster, and that doesn't have like the same like power as an MCU does. So they need like a much quicker payoff. So I get why, but I would have liked them. I would have liked to see Kong, like quote unquote defeat Godzilla, or quote kill him, whatever the case may be, but not actually kill him. He gets dubbed King Kong, King of the Titans, defender of the world, blah blah blah, because that's what Godzilla was. Like he was like the defender, um, against like all the other Titans, and defeated all of them. They all bowed down to him and whatnot. So I would have liked to seen that, like an actual like versus film. And then Kong goes off. He has his own movie. They literally can just make him fight whoever else. They don't even have to like make him fight anybody. It could just be him versus society. It could just be like a classic tale of Kong or whatever. And then that one comes like it spawns in like a much eviler like Titan, or just like some new enemy that they have to defeat, to which he needs Godzilla. Godzilla needs to be returned and whatnot. I would have liked to seen something like that. So it would have gone Kong versus Godzilla, or Godzilla versus Kong. Kong wins, becomes King Kong. He has his own movie called like Kong King of Monsters, whatever. Well, that's what they called the second one. So King Kong something. I don't fucking know. I'm doing your job, Hollywood, and I'm gonna do your job when I start this prequel rework too. But anyways, not there yet. So do that, and then have Godzilla and Kong come back together and actually work together to defeat a common enemy, and then they can like live in harmony or whatever. And then I feel like that could have been like a nice like storybook ending, where they just coexist with each other to defend the world, whatever the case may be. I also thought that, because I don't know what could be a bigger like villain than King Ghidorah. Like I don't know. Like I feel like that was like the biggest. I guess they could have like, I don't know. I really don't know. There could be like a bigger one. And also a question, where the fuck was like Mothra too, in case you've seen that movie? I'm definitely going to have to put a spoiler warning on this, but where was Mothra? That was like fucking Godzilla's girlfriend. He was like simping for her in the second film, and that was like the reason he came back and fucking killed Ghidorah, bro. Like, so where the fuck was she at? Because I can't imagine Mothra is just cool with this big fucking monkey beating the shit out of her boyfriend, and this fucking mechanical version of him just like beating the fuck out of him, or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but that's just my own personal taste. But I get like, I don't like, they probably didn't have like they don't have the same power as an MCU or Star Wars, so they probably just wanted a quicker payoff. So probably the reasoning why they did what they did, and kind of like blew their load a little too quick, in my opinion. Where they go from here, I'm really not sure. I'm not even sure if there was like a post-credit scene or whatnot. I know there was one for Kong, but I'm not sure if there's going to be one. If there was one, I probably should have looked that up. But that's just my 2 cents on the matter. And so yeah, just wanted to provide you guys with an update. I went off on a little bit of a, like I definitely lost my train of thought and went off about Kong and Godzilla. But hey, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for joining me on the season finale, and I hope you guys look forward to season 2 of the UP. It's like I said, I want to have it coming out here in the next week and a half, 2 weeks or so. Don't be surprised if it takes longer than that, because I want to have every episode idea nailed down. It doesn't have to be nailed down to the point where it's scheduled to release, but yeah, I just want to let you guys know that this wasn't just like a hobby that I started doing and then just got bored of. So just know that more episodes are coming. Thank you guys for being patient. Thanks for staying with me and listening to all my weird ramblings. But guys, until the next UP, I will see you guys when I see you. thanks so much for making this an incredible first season, and I really look forward to season 2, and I hope you guys do as well. But hey, take care.